Once considered one of the league's most talented and respected players, Anthony's career took a sharp turn in recent years, as he faced a series of setbacks on and off the court. And now, he's been banned from the NBA for reasons that many fans and experts are still struggling to understand. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at Anthony's career, exploring the highs and lows that led up to his ban. We'll also examine the NBA's decision and the factors that may have influenced it, including issues of players' conduct and the league's overall culture. The first clip we have seen in a while showed Carmelo working out at a facility in New York recently. That was a curious coincidence, but it made me remember that Carmelo still wants to play in the NBA. About a month ago, Carmelo was questioned about his dreams of playing in the NBA while talking about seeing his and LeBron's boys compete against one another. He stated the following: "I love the game, therefore I want to be. I would say that I adore the game, but I'm aware that there are a lot of factors outside of my control. I adore the game, therefore I would like to play. I continue to go to the gym every day." Carmelo last appeared on the floor on April 5, 2022, during his last year with the Lakers. He was not the same man who led the league in scoring, or who Paul George referred to as the NBA's hardest defender, when he said he averaged 13.3 points on 38% of his three-point attempts. Yet, there was a man who was a seasoned veteran and a capable role player. Despite being one of the top 75 players in the NBA, Carmelo Anthony is blacklisted. He was prepared to quit everything, so why isn't he being signed by an NBA club right now? He was named to the NCAA's Most Outstanding Player and won the NCAA championship during his first year at Syracuse University. It almost seems as if he has been forgotten or is regarded as one of the biggest underachievers. It's an unpleasant fact that is related to age. Almost 75% of you aren't subscribers, so feel free to do so if you like the material. The Nuggets selected Carmelo Anthony as the third overall choice in one of the most illustrious draft groups in 2003. As a versatile small forward to guard and being too quick for a larger defender, he rose to prominence as the face of the Nuggets organization. From 2005 through 2014, he had a scoring average in the top 10, and was selected to the All-NBA squad 6 times. He was also an NBA All-Star 10 times. Even if his stats don't stick out to folks now, he's regarded as one of the best scorers in NBA history in the context of his time and even today. Carmelo is still regarded as the NBA's finest defensive players. However, after spending 7.5 years as the Nuggets coach and guiding them to the playoffs, he never took home a championship ring. In the 2009 Western Conference Finals, he came quite close to defeating the Lakers, but ultimately fell short. Yet they were unable to halt the Black Mamba. Melo has also received praise from Evan Kobe, but afterward, Melo asked for a trade. The drama started to unfold at this point. He was still outside having fun. Trade requests were received back then with considerably harsher condemnation. He didn't accept a contract extension and then wanted a trade like Ben Simmons or KD, for example. After everything had finally calmed down, Melo joined the Knicks. Carmelo was unquestionably one of the NBA's top players in 2013, helping the Knicks sign players like Chandler, J.R. Smith, Chumper, and many more. The Knicks were the second seed in the Eastern Conference, and he won the scoring crown with an average of 28.7 points. Coach Mike D'Antoni and Melo clashed often after insanity, and Melo refused to play the power forward position. The Knicks ultimately fell to the Pacers in the second round. The most crucial information in this book is that many players dislike switching to the 4, since it necessitates greater physical abuse and hitting down low. When Linsanity gained greater notoriety, Mike D'Antoni began emphasizing plays centered on him rather than Melo. Ultimately though, the Knicks decided on Melo and made him play in one of the two ways. Yet over all those years, he never won a championship, and was considered a person who pursued the bag above winning a chip. LeBron, Wade, and Melo were supposed to make up the Big Three in Miami, but in 2006, Melo decided to not leave money on the table, and instead had Wade and LeBron sign 3-year contracts with player options, while Carmelo maximized his earnings by signing a 5-year contract in full with no option to opt out. As Melo wasn't a free agent in the summer of 2010, he was unable to complete the Big Three as intended. Carmelo had the option of joining the Bulls in 2015 along with Joakim Noah, Jimmy Butler, and Justin Rose, but doing so would have required a salary reduction. He also had the option of signing a maximum 4-year contract with Houston, elevating them to the top tier of the league, but he turned both of them down in favor of the lucrative $120 million agreement with the Knicks. All of these factors contributed to the perception that Melo loves money more than winning a championship and rising to the top. The following Melo suffered the brunt of the New York media criticism once his career began to tank, but he eventually grew tired of it. He was moved to the Thunder in 2017, and this club seemed to be a contender for the title. Russell Westbrook, who won League MVP the previous year, was already a member of the Thunder. Paul George was acquired from the Pacers. Everyone had great hopes for these men, since they would be the new Big Three. But since Carmelo wasn't truly a part of the Thunder offense, everything went wrong. With the Thunder, his points decreased from 22.4 in the previous season to 16.2. By selecting a more catch-and-shoot position, Carmelo much more severely compromised his game. His use rate was 23.2%, the lowest of his career, and even lower than in his rookie year. Yet, Melo was used as a fall guy even though Ricky Rubio outplayed Russ. The fact that Carmelo Anthony was moved to the Hawks and then acquired by the Rockets is the most crucial information in this video. The Thunder moved him to the Hawks because they believed he wasn't worth the luxury tax, and the Hawks just bought out his contract. Along with his banana boat sibling Chris Paul and his old coach Mike D'Antoni, Carmelo signed a veteran's minimum contract with the Rockets. At this point, analytics were starting to take over, and Carmelo was embarrassed to attempt a mid-range shot. He simply gave him a vague diagnosis before deciding to split ways with him and not release him. They abruptly informed him that he would not be participating as he changed into game gear. He started to doubt himself and was not signed by any league teams. Carmelo was already on the first ballot for the Hall of Fame at this time, yet nevertheless, seasoned former players were astonished. Each fan and media person had their ideas. Others said that the lackluster body of work over the previous several seasons was to blame, although it is illogical. It couldn't be enough to have a poor Thunder season with a Billy Donovan-Russ pairing that is dysfunctional, and 10 games against the Rockets, can it? It seemed as if Carmelo had been suddenly removed from the NBA's blacklist. It's because Carmelo became a meme, according to Nick Young. Carmelo himself was perplexed. Several journalists recall that Melo's refusal to accept a smaller bench role was the reason they lost their jobs. Maybe they also didn't want a 35-year-old athlete to compete for playing time with a younger guy. Carmelo was prepared to quit the game, but the Trailblazers chose to sign him to a non-guaranteed one-year contract more than a year later. CJ has been attempting ever since it began at 4 and 8 in 2017. He was started by the Trailblazers right away, and Melo returned. Despite the weak defense, he still scored 15 points on 39% of his three-point attempts on average. While Damon and CJ weren't on the court, Carmelo, a skilled spot shooter, was able to manufacture shots. Portland re-signed him, and his teammates praised his leadership and presence. He averaged 13.6 points in 24.8 minutes on 41% of his three-point attempts. In the next season, 21-22, he moved on to the Lakers, where he proved to be a reliable spot shooter, averaging 13.3 points per game in 26 minutes while shooting 38% from three. Melo never won an MVP award or a championship ring, but he did become known as the face of the teams he played for. He deserves to be on a squad since he contributes to workout in the gym and maintains an NBA-ready physique. His presence alters the mood in the locker room, but no club has approached. Due to his lack of success in the NBA, Carmelo Anthony is seen as an underachiever. He was on par with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, but had a different professional path. While he now ranks 9th all-time in scoring, statistically speaking, his current season of modest success would be superior to his finest season to date. As the contest is ignored when comparing absolutes, Carmelo is struggling with this rating system. He ought to have the opportunity to complete his career the way he wants to, but he's leaving and has since been forgotten. Do you agree with the NBA's decision to ban Carmelo Anthony? Or do you think they should have given him another chance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep up with all the latest NBA news and analysis, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We'll be bringing you more exciting content like this in the future, so stay tuned. Finally, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are also NBA fans. Let's keep the conversation going and continue to explore the complex issues and controversies that shape the world of basketball. Thanks again for watching.